Good Monday morning, everybody. How are we this morning? Well, I'm feeling a bit lonely because Mother's not here today. She's gone back home. She went home yesterday, and just realised I've dropped some of my bits down the back. Yeah, so Mum went home yesterday. Um, Maybe she'll be on here a bit later. I don't know. I did show her how to get on to um, YouTube, but I'm thinking she might not be able to do it. We'll see. Otherwise, she'll come on to Facebook if she's going to come on. Another gorgeous day here in Maryborough in Queensland. Although there's some clouds out there, but we have been threatened with rain, so we'll just see what happens. So today I am going to do a twisted ribbon panel card. So it's nothing really new, although I absolutely love doing them. So let's hope I don't get myself into too much of a muddle while I'm doing it. The great starting special is on at the moment, and it is $303 worth of product for $169. Now that is fantastic value. And then it's also free shipping on that. And then on top of that, after that order, you get 20% discount on all your orders after that. Hi, Holly. How are you this morning? Great to see you. Hi, Lynn. Great value for anybody who might be sitting on the fence or thinking about joining or not sure. Then after you've joined also and you start putting your orders in, not only do you get your 20% discount, but you also get 10% of your order back in rewards points to use on future orders. And you can save them up if there's something that you want that you know and it's a bit more expensive or whatever, you can save them up and use them for that. So fantastic offers going right now. Alrighty, I don't want to talk for too long. I've already sorted out bits and pieces this morning for our trip. So we're 2 weeks and 1 day away from flying out. And I put it up on one of those, what do you call it, counter things that you put on Facebook. And my husband said to me, are you sure that's right? Because 15 days sounds a lot longer than 2 weeks and 1 day, doesn't it? All right, let's pop to the webcam and see what we have. So this is one that I've made previously. You can see that let's see if I can get it up there. You can see that the paper strips look like a twisted ribbon, and that's basically where we're coming from with this. Alrighty, so, and I just did an insert for that one. Using similar but not exact colors today. I think it would look amazing in black, red, and gold, and I am going to give that a go. I didn't think about it until after I'd cut the stuff for today. So we'll have a look at doing this. Now, did I cut that? Oh no, they should be about the same size. That's all right. I'm going to use mixed florals today, and I'm going to use this large one here to put like onto the front, just as something different. I had hoped to start coloring it, but I hadn't. Hi, Suzanne. How are you? Yeah, and you know what? It's actually quite easy, the design, she says, and hopes that she can put it together without too much trouble. My 12, well, he was 11 when he did it. My 11-year-old grandson made it. So let's hope that I can too. I made this one. He made one a few years. Well, he turns 13 this year, so a couple of years ago. Alrighty, so what have we got? So we have our base card, which is 5 3/4 by 8 and folded in half. Then we have the bottom piece of card here in one color. Then on top of that, which is this one is 2.5 inches by 5 3/4. This one is 2 1/4 by 5 3/4. So they're the same length, just not the same width. And then we have a piece of white, which is 2 by 5.5. So this one does sit with a little bit of a gap all around it, a border all around it. And then what I've done with this one, I have gently scored it. Like I haven't done a heavy score because it's only really so that I can see where, I don't know if you can see that on there, probably not. I've scored it at every 1/2 inch so that I can see where I'm going to place the ribbon, the strips. Then I have 12, I think it is, 12 strips of, this was from the Boca. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Yeah, I had to get them done yesterday because I usually go 3 weeks and sometimes a bit longer before I get them done, but I want them done just before we head off to England. So I had them done yesterday, and then I'll get them done again the Sunday before we leave. So what we're going to do is we're going to use both sides of this paper. This, so what was I saying? This was the bokeh, whatever, however you pronounced it. And then, of course, we're just going to turn that over and we're going to use the other side to come down like that. So all I did was I cut, I think it was 3 strips of each, 1/2 inch, and then I've cut them at 3 inches because we're going to chop it off as we go. All right, or when we're finished. Now we pray for the glue to work nicely for us today. Okay. And I still haven't sent off for the one that Suzanne has, which I must do, but I'm sort of like trying to keep things without having to have them delivered, because if we're not going to be here, it would mean my son has to, I think I might need to change my blade. That's a little bit iffy. Alrighty, so I'm just going to pop that on there. Now I opened a new glue the other day, so fingers crossed, everybody. Which is the best side? It's probably the best side. Yep. All right, so we're just going to put some glue on here. It's going to be funny today, not having Mum here to clean my stamps as I go and put my stuff away for me. Okay. So you're saying about my nails, well, one of those isn't perfectly straight, is it? That's pretty close. All right, so that's that piece there. Doesn't look, looks like it may have come out just a tad there, but that's all right. Okay. Move that along, move that across. There we go. My husband came in while I was getting them done when I nearly finished yesterday, and I said to him, he said, oh, when we go to England, are you going to have the cat's eye again, which is what I had last time. I had the cat's eye style done. So yeah, he's chosen the colors for me for next time. Very unusual for my husband. So yeah. All right, so now I'm going to use this. We're going to have the light one underneath, I think. And the first one sort of comes off of the goes up into that corner there, and it comes down to there. I'm pretty sure. Just let me put a couple down so that I can make sure that I'm doing this right. And then that one comes from there and goes down to there. So that's basically what we're working with. All right, so here goes, and let's hope I've got it right. So we just need, you don't really need glue on the whole thing, do you? Because we're going to cut it off. Okay, so we're going to go from this, let me see, the top bit here down to here. So that's going to be our first piece. And then our second piece. I'm just putting some glue in the middle part here because we're not going to need it all the way. Then the second piece comes from here and it goes to here. So this gives us that same amount pretty much all the way. And then we'll do another one. Where we go from here to here. And again, yeah, so with this trip looming, I had a list of all the things that I still needed to do. And I only had one thing left on it because I pretty much booked everything else. And I had to book the coach from London, from Heathrow down to Ringwood. And we talk about prices going up here. Well, I can tell you that prices have gone up everywhere because that trip now is a lot more expensive than when I did it 2 years ago. But it's a necessity, otherwise we won't get there. We don't usually hire a car until we get further down. Hi, Sue. How are you today? So we'll hire a car the next day, of course. And then we will be off on our travels. So that's the first lot there. Now we're going to do the ones coming down the other way. So did everyone have a lovely Mother's Day yesterday? I did have Mum here for the first part. Now where does this go? Just trying to see. Yeah, it goes from there. Just want to see how much of a gap it leaves. It does leave a gap, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It should go from here. No, I was right the first time. From there to there. Pretty sure. If I'm not, it will have to come off. And then the next one, I might have too big a gap on the side there. Then this one goes from I think that's right, there to there. That one should have actually gone up one. We'll leave it there for now. We'll make this work. And then this one goes from there to there. And we just work this down. Hope I've got enough here. I might have to cut another strip. And I don't have Mum here telling me, I can't see your hands. To there. And from here down to here. All right, so we've got that. Now what we need to do is to cut, might use the big scissors, is to cut off the excess. So using the card as a guide, I'm just going to cut that like that. Lots of sticky pieces. And then across here. Down like that. So it just gives us a really nice panel. And just across there. So now that that's all done, you can see which way is it going to go. It looks like a twisted ribbon going down the thing. Let me just get a wipe because it glue all over my desk. So it doesn't really matter which way you do these. It sort of works out pretty much the same. Alrighty, that one probably should have come down a bit more, but that's okay. And then that now sits on there as, thanks Holly. So that sits on there as the base. I really think it'd look wonderful in black and gold. Gosh, you know, like after I cut this for today, I thought, oh, I wish I'd done that. Isn't it funny? And the funny thing is that I just ordered some more gold card because I'd actually run out of it. So now I'm just going to pop this into the center of here. It doesn't have to be, and that's our panel, and that's now going to go down this side. Let me see how will I put it that way. I'm just trying to have a look because it appears that that piece wasn't totally straight. So if I put it that way, it will hide it. So that's fine. We'll do that. So that can go down to the front, go down that part of the card there. So it's not really difficult to do, and it certainly doesn't take a huge amount of time. So I'm just going to pop this down here only because I want to hide the fact that that piece back there isn't quite as straight as it should be. So there is the panel down the side of our card. Okay, that's that bit done. So the next bit is all quite easy. I'm going to get a piece of white. Let's see if that's big enough. Where did I put my stamp? So I love this stamp, and no, it's not going to fit on there. So let's get a bigger piece. Sure, we've got a bigger piece in here somewhere. Always seems to be. Is that wide enough? Ooh, not quite. Go through my bit box with the hopes that I can reduce the amount of white that I have in here. It's highly unlikely. Now that one might work. Yeah, that one's going to work. All right, so I'm going to stamp that onto there, and I'm just going to use my basic grey when I can find it. There we go. I'm just going to use my basic grey to do that. I actually prefer when I've got a big stamp to take the stamp pad. So the other day when I was doing one of the cards, I opened up my Darling Duckling stamp pad for the first time. Let me hold my tongue right and get this on here. I hadn't used it before, and when I took it out, the pad, because when you pull it out, the pad just flopped over and there was yellowish ink everywhere. And luckily, not too much on the clothes, but definitely ink. So I rang them this morning. And you know, this is the wonderful thing about Stampin' Up. I rang them this morning and told them what had happened. I'm going to use the light petunia pop to go with that. And I've got a couple of different greens in here, and we might have the yellow for the little flowers. Actually, I might do might swap that over. So anyway, I rang them this morning and I said, look, I've got photos. No, that's all right. She said, we'll just send you another one. So how great is that? Yeah, it's a lovely stamp, isn't it, Ros? I really do like this one myself. So what have we got here? We have Daffodil Delight. So we're going to use daffodil on the tulips. How does that sound? All right. So just starting with the dark. I think I'll use this end because I'm just going to start by going over the areas in the dark that the stamp already has there. Oh, I'll do one at a time because it actually works better if we do one at a time. And then I'll go over the rest with the light yellow. Just to blend it all in like that. And then I'll go again with the dark. So I want the dark to come in basically where these lines are. And that shows the definition too between the petals. I see some people do this and they make an absolutely amazing job at it. I'm thinking one day I'll be that good. Because sometimes my blending doesn't work exactly how I want it to. And then we've got that. And then we have another one. Yes, it really is good. It's the first time I've really had to do anything. When I first joined, I had a lot of ink pads that had leaked. And of course, being a newbie, I thought, oh, well, I'll just clean them up, which is exactly what I did. And now I realize that I should have said, no, I should have rung them and said, you know, this has happened. I took photos of this one just in case they wanted photos. But yeah, wonderful on the phone and so apologetic and what have you. Like, it's not their fault, just something that happens. So these other little flowers here I'm going to do in the pink, and I think I'll do them in the light. I might do the light ones at the top and then the darker ones at the bottom. I like this because it's a big stamp, but it really doesn't take that long to colour. Because it's got the large areas. I'm just going to do the lighter ones at the bottom. When you see it like... No, this is the dark one. So I'm doing the dark ones at the bottom. You say that looks darker. There we go, the little dark ones. I mean, you can't go wrong, can you, when you have a customer service that is so obliging and so helpful. You really can't. So I'm going to do some of these leaves with the lemon lime twist, and I'll probably use the dark one, I think. And then I'm going to do some with the old olive. So I'm thinking these ones up here do nice and like that. And then maybe do the light one in the center. It's not that there's much difference in that, is there? There doesn't seem to be. Okay. And then we'll do isn't it funny how we go quiet while we're colouring? I usually try and get most of this done. Oh, do you? I haven't tried the watercolors, watercoloring very much, I must admit. So do you put it onto watercolor paper, Roz, or do you just work with it on the normal paper? I see different demonstrators doing the watercoloring, and I think, oh, I must have a go at that. But I sometimes find that I run out of time really easily during the course of the day. Always something needing to be done in this house. I think I'll just leave those, and then I'll do the bottom ones with the other colour. And hopefully we'll see all these spring flowers when we go over to the UK. When we went over in 2023, when we were traveling on the bus down to yes, definitely, Suzanne. When we were traveling on the bus down to, oh, this is Mossy Meadows. So let's see how this goes. Maybe just do some of the stalks in the Mossy Meadow. Yeah, we were traveling down from Heathrow down to Ringwood, and we couldn't believe how untidy the hedgerows looked, and they did. They looked really, really untidy, and it was like, wow, they certainly let it go, because it always looks so, even the roadsides always looked quite nice. Anyway, when we got to my brother-in-law's place, we said, what on earth is going on? Like, it's really untidy. And he said, it'll all change in a couple of weeks, or a week, because we usually go the end of May. He said, because what they have is, they call it No Mow May, and it's to encourage growth of all the wildflowers and dandelions and all that sort of stuff, so that it's to help the bees and the other insects that use the flowers to survive. So within a week, like it was like 1 week later, all the lawns were mowed, all the hedgerows were sorted, all the you know, roundabouts were all cut down, and it looked lovely. But yeah, it was so surprising when we first got there. We actually couldn't believe it. We were like, what on earth? Mind you, we think we've got potholes. Whew. We were very surprised at the amount of potholes over there as well. So especially on the like the back roads, the little skinny roads that we use. So yeah, really looking forward to the trip. Always do. Alrighty. Oh, you use watercolor paper and I've got the aqua brushes. Yep, and I've got some watercolor pencils as well. Yeah, okay. I will give it a go. I really must try. I mean, you never know what you can do until you try, do you? All right, let me cut this out. Looks like I need to order some new base plates as well. Where does that go? It goes on there like that. And that like that. Might just miss one of those flowers down there, but that'll be okay. Because it's a big one, Suzanne, are you watching this? I'm actually going to use washi tape. Did anyone buy that bundle that has the wide washi tape on it? I'd really be interested to see how that looks. I think it would look great. I'd really have to get my head around how I would use it though. Okay. The reason I tend not to do this is because I nearly always get it, maybe it's the washi tape I have, but it nearly always sticks, and then I'm scared that it's going to pull off what I've done. Alrighty, so we have that. So I did it in the yellows with the pinks in there just to break up all that pink. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come down here. I know that's the other colors, but that's fine. And I'm just going to do a bit of that. And I'd use a bit of this down there too. Just to sort of ground it a bit. You notice more when you've cut it out, don't you? The bits that you've sort of missed. All right, so Ros, no, but I watched a YouTube yesterday with Susan. Oh, okay. I'm afraid I haven't. I've got YouTube stuff to catch up on all over the place. But trying to get everything done and sorted and what have you, it's made things a bit difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this up on there. Give it a bit of height. And I might do something I haven't done in a long time and see if I can find a ribbon. I'm not overly a ribbon person on cards. Something I haven't done much of. All right, lots of those because I don't want it sagging in the middle. And that one doesn't want to come off. Might just put one more up there. Oh dear. Yeah. I have so much stuff that I haven't used, or it was funny because when the things came out about what was staying and what was going, I'm like, oh, there's things in there that are going and I haven't even used them yet. So, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that's done that. I think actually I might put the sentiment across there, and I think I'll stick with similar to what I had last time, which was, oh, that's perennial postage. Actually, I haven't looked to see if perennial postage is staying or going, but it's one of my go-tos. There it is. I just love using these because you can get, so I must have used this one. I think it was that one. Yeah. So it'll be that one. And then this one. What do we think? Do we think that might be too big across there or look a bit strange? I'll have a look. And if it does, I'll change my mind. How about that? So I'm just going to cut one in. I might do it in a base color if I can fit it on there. Sure can. And then do this one on white. Which I know I can do. Let's get this up here. Cut these out. So one there. One there. See what we've got. See if we like it. Oh, good. I'm glad they're in the new catalogue. I just haven't looked, to be honest. I just find them to be one of those very a bit like the stylish shapes. You can use it for so much. So what do we think if we pop that on there? Is that too much? Do you think that's too much? Or should I just pop a ribbon down there? So I can put a ribbon there as well. But this needs a bit of a clean off. Okay. Crystals? Nope, can't find the rubber. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Oh, on page 107. Excellent. Big. Sorry, Ray, did you ask me something big. No, I was just saying, Suzanne, do you think I should just pop this onto here like this, or do you think it's too big? It's the same size as what I've got on there, but I had a different, so I could pop that on there like that. Looks too big? Yep. Okay, let's use something else. I mean, I could just use the white, but I think that's too small. I save those, and I love these in here too, but I do find that it's hard to get something. See, I could pop something like that on there and just do it in the white. This again, I think would be too big. So, or what do you think about that? Should we try one on that size and see? I'll just cut out a white one of those and see how I. How about something like that? Does that look a bit better? Maybe we'll use that one. Just got to find something to fit in it now. It was funny because I had to make a Mother's Day card, and I suddenly had this dreadful thought after saying that I would make it, that I didn't I didn't have a Mother's Day greeting, but we have one here, which is really good. All right, so I don't want that, don't want that, I don't want any of that on there. So that can go in. I'll just find a something that's got a nice, you know what, we might just go with happy birthday. And I really like the happy birthday out of this one. Oh, have I not used it? Well, that's a bit sad, isn't it? Let's, yeah, I have. Why haven't I put the thing on it? That's weird. That comes out of there, so it's missing, but it's not. Ooh, well, how strange is that? Oh, it's come out on there, that's why. Thinking to myself, I'm sure I've used that lots of times. Okay, so with this one, I think I'll probably use the Blackberry Bliss with the happy birthday. Beautiful. No mum to clean that for me this morning. And I'll pop that up on there. I sort of just want these at the bottom because the top is already popped up. So I'm just going to sort of put that down there like that. Now, that evens it up a little bit, doesn't it? I was happy to see that the Loveliest Tree stayed in as well, because that's another one of my favorites that I really like. Now, I need to put an insert in there. So I need to cut a piece 5.5 by 3 3/4. when I come back from England, I'm going to have to get more white because I'm running short on both the thick and the normal. All right, just on here, I might just stamp. What shall I stamp on here? Let's have a look, see. I love the little ladybug. I really do. Might stamp it. Oops, that was silly. Let me do the little ladybug. Yep. And I might just do this little flower here. I just want to stamp a couple of bits on there, just on the inside here. So I'll do it in the grey and then I'll colour it. I'm just going to pop that in there like that. And where's this gorgeous little ladybug? I call them ladybirds, but I notice a lot of people call them ladybugs. And I'll pop that there. And then we'll quickly just go back to using the pink because that's what I used the first time. And just colour these in. This is just for the insert. There we go. And I'll do a bit of green up the stem. And then I just want you probably guessed it. The red for the ladybird. There we go. Yeah. All good, Suzanne. Takes us time. Okay, so I'll put those over there. Bring that over. And so my husband is currently trying to print off holders for the Tombow. But his machine hasn't been playing nice. It's either that or it's the program that he's used. So, but we'll get there. Won't need it soon if I send off for that lovely glue gun, which I'm definitely going to do. All right, let's have a look at some colors. We need some bright colors. So that they're quite shiny. Those have the yellow and the pink in them. Of course, we have the Drizzies. I think those are probably the best pick at the moment. So what do you think? Do you think these, you've seen these? They're really pretty. They sort of look a bit green, but then these are called the holographic resin dots. I quite like those, so they can be number one. We've got the Starburst sequins. Let me get them out of there. Which are quite pretty, and I could use the yellow and the pink. Thanks, Lynn. or I can use the druzies, and I really don't think everybody needs to see what the druzies look like. We all know what that looks like, but that would give us sparkle. So we've got 1, 2, or 3. What do we think? First one in, that's the ones I'm going to use. So 1, 2, or 3. And while you're doing that, I might just this is the new ribbon. Is that the new one? This is the new gold ribbon, which is really pretty. Let's see about doing see what a bow is going to look like. Oh, 3. So druzies. Lynn was up first, and I said the first one in, so I will stick by what I said. And I know Suzanne won't be disappointed because she loves. Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll use the Roz and Suzanne. We'll use the druzies, not the druzies, these holographic resin dots. We'll use them another day. Today we are using these. So I'm just cutting this cute little bow. Do you think we need a bow? Do you think it's necessary? I don't even know where I'd put it now. I mean, could put it there. I just wanted to see how this tied. It actually ties really nicely. It's really good. Okay, so let's go with this, and we will use, excuse me, let's use a small one down here. And, will I use a couple of those, or will I just keep it at the, no, I might just keep it at these. One there, and maybe one in there. And then I'll just get a little bit of wink and just do some wink over the flowers. Like that. A little bit on these. Don't need a lot on those. And then bows too much. Yes, that's what I thought. After I'd sort of started to do it, I went off the idea. A little bit of spritz over it and a little bit on the inside. And there we go. There's our card for today. So that's our twisted ribbon card. What do you think? Do you like that one? I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing tomorrow, but I think I'm going to do, it's like a Z fold card, but it has a place in it to actually put some flowers, like a box card. So I don't even know what I'm going to call it yet, but that's what I'm thinking of doing tomorrow. If I get a chance to make one today and it all works out, then I'll do that. But there's our card for today. Alrighty, thank you so much everyone for watching. Let me just pop up to the top again. Okay, I really enjoyed making that card this morning. Actually, I was a bit worried when I came to do the twisted ribbon bit because it has been a while since I've done it. But yeah, I was quite happy with it in the long run. So Yes, thank you all very much for chatting and having a good conversation. It's lovely, isn't it, when we can all be friends and all chat. And when I'm busy doing colouring and holding my tongue right, you can all have a lovely conversation. Okay, that's me for today. I will see you all again tomorrow morning, same time, same place. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now.